The South African essential and vegetable oils industry has been described as an important avenue in championing rural economic development and industrialization. And today we see day one of this conference underway in Pretoria, where those role players are coming through on innovative ideas to ensure that they capitalize on this particular market. We are told that this is a multi-trillion rand market that has seen at least jobs created over time, but they want more. And their stumbling blocks and challenges, issues of exports, issues of financing, and just working in harmony with other nations, especially in the south of the continent, just to ensure that at least we get the best out of this particular market. I'm going to bring into the conversation now Prof. Van Wyk. He gave us a keynote address at this conference here, looking at this particular industry and the importance of these oils. And we see you just categorizing them one after the other, even taking us through to the south of the country, or the continent, whereby there's potential there. Welcome to the SABC. Give us a sense of what really, just sum it up, what you presented there and the importance of really tapping into these oils.
Yes, South Africa is known as a hotspot of botanical diversity, plant diversity, and it's also a hotspot of cultural diversity. And if you combine these two, then you have almost unlimited potential for developing new products. And in this case, essential oil products. Essential oils are used worldwide in foods and perfumes and many applications, detergents and so on. And there's a huge market internationally. And I think there's room for innovation when it comes to developing our own indigenous plants for this industry.
Give us a sense then of the importance of just opening up the markets. We're speaking about exports and imports and just the economy benefiting from this particular industry, because we see and we even hear you saying there's a lot of potential here.
Yeah, there's basically it answers to many of the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, to reduce poverty and to innovate and to be sustainable, etc. But of course there are two approaches. The one approach would be to grow in South Africa and to cultivate in South Africa famous essential oil plants that have already an established market, where you compete with China and with America and with other countries to produce the oil maybe cheaper than they can, maybe better quality. That's the one strategy. The other strategy is to develop new products and new crops. Because in industry, often if you have something new, something spectacular, you can break new ground, you can make business, but it's often a more difficult process to create a whole new product, a new concept. It's often commercially more viable to compete in an established market. So the market is normally the limitation, not so much the production, but to compete on international markets. That's not so easy. And I'm happy to say that in recent years, there's been lots of developments through this organization, the SIOPA, the South African Oil Producers Association, and various other initiatives to stimulate commercial development. Because it's all about creating jobs, and it's actually about maximizing the opportunities of the rich flora that we have, to maximize the socio-economic potential of our rich flora, of our rich plant diversity.
I know very well, and before we let you go, Prof, that research becomes very important in terms of where then we are anchoring this particular drive within capitalizing on this industry. And the role of the DTIC is very important, as well as we see them talking about opening up the industry. We were talking about the other time, the issues of the Africa Free Continental Trade Area, whereby some of these markets will need to see these products there and being championed, and just the DTIC pushing through with that. How important is research, and how does it inform the work of the DTIC in just championing this industry?
Yes, I think there's various concepts. The first one is proof of concept. So if you make any claim on an essential oil, let's say, and it's a new oil, you have to provide evidence that it is doing what it said it's doing. If it's antimicrobial, antifungal or whatever, if there's bioactivity, you need to prove it. And in that case, you need to consider carefully the traditional knowledge associated with those plants, because in many cases, the indigenous knowledge already speaks to the potential uses of the plants. And then, of course, the other aspect that applies to all oils is the quality, the aspect of quality. The no impurities, the correct procedures to produce the oils, to grow the plants, to harvest, and to distill the oils, and to correct containers, etc. So there's a whole technology around producing and selling essential oils, and that all aspects of that requires research, basic research as well as applied research.